So yeah, playing some Oxygen Not Included, some ONI, as I like to call it for short, because me and this game are tight like that. I don't remember what I'm doing, so let's see if I can remember what I'm doing, and we'll figure out the future from there. Um, so we've got a decent setup going over here. There's definitely still work to accomplish for sure. Um, we've got a rocket, so that's good. That's a start. I think we haven't launched the rocket yet. We did. No, we sent the rocket out for a second, and there wasn't enough oxygen. And then we brought the rocket back because there wasn't enough oxygen. So we're in the process of loading up enough oxygen. That was the deal. We're still dumping more oxygen into here, so this place will become mega breathable, and people will be able to breathe all of the oxygen as they are out in space. Because we're sending people to space, right? That's the plan, sending people to space. We still don't know where we're sending people, but it is to space. That much we figured out. So if we go back to the original planet, I'm gonna soak in the surroundings here and kind of get a sense of what's going on, insofar as it is possible for me to get a sense of what's going on. We've got a setup here that we've started on. So we're kind of getting ready to go to the surface here, even though it is very cold. So people might get hypothermia. They might get the sniffles if they go outside here. But other than that, I think it'll be okay. Bunch of hydrogen in here. That's terrible. So we're gonna be setting up here with some amount of like power facilities, and maybe we definitely need an observatory. That's first and foremost. Telescope, so we can get a sense of what is out there. Daddy, are we space? No, son, we're not space. We're going to space. Other people are space. if you take anything away from this stream, it's that other people are space. So I guess let's unpause for like a half second and let the sim catch up. Oh, all of the alerts are on. Really? All of the alerts? None of the alerts, actually. I think none of the alerts. Yeah, actually none of the alerts. But thank you for trying. We do have a skill point, though. Icarus got a skill point. I think I was going to teach Icarus about piloting. Right? And Icarus is going to go to space. We are still working on the inside of the spaceship. That is the big gating mechanism right now, is making sure that there is enough oxygen in the spaceship for somebody to survive the process. And we're not there yet, but someday soon. Someday soon is the idea. Hopefully. Someday soon, hopefully. Maybe even this stream. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? So let's make sure that people have what to do. That all the projects are as enabled as they need to be. Disbelieve in space capability. I understand. It's felt like a pipe dream for quite some time now. Oh, we actually have oxalite that we can mine out here. I probably mine out that oxalite and bring it to the space. Bring the oxalite to space with me. That's where the oxalite goes. Launch checklist incomplete. Accurate. I guess I can look at the launch checklist. The launch checklist is crew. So whenever I feel ready, I can invite crew into the spaceship. At literally any point. Crew can be added to the spaceship. Okay, great. So this is they're doing the thing out here. And we're making plastics. That's fun. Not really accomplishing anything else with any particular haste. But that's okay, he said hopefully. So I guess the next step is to figure out what's going on over here. We need to get oxygen into the pipes over here. Did I build pipes? I did build pipes. So getting oxygen there is as easy as getting water to here, which is not happening because there's just not a lot of water flow here. I see. Because this number is too small, right? And all the water is going this way first. And we're not quite backing up here because this is too greedy. It's very small. It's not that greedy. It'll get there eventually, is what I'm hearing. I'm not liking these alerts that appear and then disappear. At least they're not suffocation. I don't know what they are. Pipe dream with not enough pipes. Would think you would want less pipes. Starvation. Who's starving? You're starving? Are you? That sounds like your own damn fault. You're too busy going to the bathroom. There's food right here. Go get the food. Just go eat. There's tons of food. It's all available. It's all ready for you to eat it. So you can solve this problem on your own. You don't even need my help with it. Probably. I feel like I should have more food over here than I do. 15,000 kilocalories is not a lot of kilocalories. Maybe I need to do something about it. I'm not sure what I need to do. Oh, I do know what I need to do. Hang on. This should be eating all of the squeaky pufflet eggs. Yum. All the squeaky pufflet eggs? Squeaky pufflets are the ones that eat chlorine, right? Yeah. We've got a fair amount of puffs here. They're doing the thing. Why are you glum? What is your problem? Why aren't you happy? Oh, because you haven't been groomed lately. Alright, well, fine. Be like that. The squeaky pufflets are just gonna starve to death, huh? There's just not enough chlorine to make it worth it. Yeah, let's eat all the squeaky pufflet eggs. And not take up room with squeaky pufflets. I think that is correct. Alright, so that will improve things slightly. Not like a whole lot, though. We're still relying on outside sources of food here, I think. And then petroleum. So that's working out fine. This is doing the thing it's supposed to. Probably. Tiny baby! Oh yeah, we get to eat hatchlings too. That's gonna be fun. Maybe not the tiny ones. Maybe only the adult ones. But hatches are young. Yeah. Squeaky puffs are starving. That's always going to continue. And then this is generating coal too, which is nice, because we need the coal as well, for reasons. Okay, so that's fine. So let's head back to over here and continue to work on resolving this thing. This was a problem that was noted previously and then not resolved. There is a lot of polluted water in here that we need to burn off somehow in a way that will not cause polluted oxygen to go literally everywhere. Polluted oxygen and food poisoning. We need to do something with this polluted water that does not cause polluted oxygen and food poisoning to go everywhere. So what are my options? It's piped in through here, which generates polluted water. So this is the closed loop that generates polluted water. So we do need to bleed this off somehow. I think there was some talk about generating a chlorine room. We were going to do chlorine things. I think we were going to do chlorine things. That seems like a reasonable way to burn off the food poisoning. So maybe let's set up the chlorine. Let's set up the chlorine. You now know the feeling of falling back asleep and waking at 12:30. Welcome to the club, Cryptomancer. Congratulations. I hope this is what you wanted. Are we out of coal here again? Oh dear. We are not out of coal. There's just no coal over here. How am I getting power to this if not from coal? No filters designated. Hold coal. Where is all of the coal over here? Literally every coal is over here. 14 kilograms of coal is over here. Of the 2,300 kilograms of coal. So, why am I not holding some amount of coal and or sand near the things that need coal and or sand? Also, why am I not holding sand over here? Boy, things sure are inefficient sometimes. Alright, this is 6 for coal, right? I actually just copied the settings from this to this. And that resolves that issue, kind of. And eventually, somebody will bring coal here. I mean, insufficient resources. Errands? Alright, so people know that they have to bring coal over here. They just haven't yet? Because they're jerks? Is that why? Probably. That's probably why. Because they're all jerks. Every single one of them is a jerk. What is the difference between these two tasks? These are the same, right? Oh, it's operating or supplying. Why are there two separate tasks? What is Cryptomancer currently doing? Supplying research materials. Oh, and then he's just going to research. So, well, that's never going to happen. What about Lunar Waffles? What are you up to? You're up to something over here. Why? Store abyssalite. Store abyssalite. That's what you're doing with your life, is storing abyssalite. Who's supplying the goddamn power supply to coal generator is either operating or supplying. Nobody has operate as their top priority. So maybe that needs to change. A couple of people have supplying as a high priority. Liam has it as a top priority, but below, I guess, on par with storing and building. So this isn't actually left to right. Huh? I kind of thought of this as left to right, but maybe it's not really. Based on a rhyme asteroid? Oh yeah, you've been telling me about that. I'm excited to hear with what you come up with. Yeah, temperature management for farms seems like a real problem when all of your base is cold. I mean, I presume you could just farm cold things, but that maybe also is potentially a hassle. Alright, but this doesn't help me get rid of the polluted water, which is the other thing that we still need to do. Maybe this just needs to be higher? Like, if this is a 7, people will do it? I guess once they find coal... And there's no coal near it either, which is part of the problem, right? Now there's coal near it, so maybe somebody will bring it the coal? Yeah, somebody is bringing it the coal. Excellent, they did it. So we still need more coal in this goddamn base, is what I'm hearing. That's like the big problem right now, is generating additional coal. Although we do absolutely have to figure out this polluted water thing. Like, that probably should be a thing we do sooner rather than later. Before this floods. Alright, well, the first step is easy. We can just create storage. And that'll put things off a little bit. That'll cause... We'll at least have a little bit of buffer for future issues. You don't have any sleet wheat? Really? A Rime asteroid with no sleet wheat? That's wild. Why wouldn't they give that to you? That's so mean. Man, I don't really have, like, a good position to do storage for this thing, do I? I mean, in here, I guess, with all of the, polluted water. Because the cold biomes aren't your basic ice stuff. Ah, you don't have any ice biomes, but everything you have is cold. Okay. I guess that makes some sense. Yeah, things are packed in kind of tight here. It's a little uncomfortable. Left myself no room to do anything. Why is this ladder still here? Well, I guess it's time for spaghetti, ladies and gentlemen. Which, that should come as no surprise to anybody. Alright, so I think we bridge off some water, which saves me the problem of having to deconstruct pipes. And that'll just ease the issue for now. And we can stick a valve on that. And I think we do eventually want to send it to... This room, I think, is going to be my chlorine storage room. I guess any room can be my chlorine storage room. I just need to actually create a chlorine storage room. What is going on here? Unreachable? What is this for? Oh, we were going to send polluted oxygen from here, and we haven't, because the gas pipe never finished. Huh. Okay. Well, that's fixable also. Aluminum rust brine, 2 natural gas geysers, and a copper volcano. Okay. So you have access to heat. It's just not necessarily in quantities that you'd like. That's tough to manage, for sure. Where am I going to do chlorine storage? I mean, I guess the answer is just pick a place and do it. So let's pick a place and do it. It can be anywhere. I just need to actually pick a place and do it. And then start funneling chlorine from wherever the hell it is showing up out in the world. So actually, show me where the chlorine is. That's chlorine? Yep. Bright green is chlorine. Dark green is polluted oxygen. Okay. How much of how you heat stuff is by snaking water pipes like radiators inside rooms. That makes sense. That seems reasonable. So the only place that we actually have just chlorine lying around is in this room. But there's not a lot there. And I don't have any particular place that I'm expecting chlorine to hang out. I guess over here, we'll eventually expect chlorine to hang out over here. There's like some piles of chlorine. So we can maybe use this as like my initial seed for chlorine. We could also try to make a puffed farm. The same way I did on the other colony. And that is another way to do chlorine. Not storage exactly, but condensation. Which is not how that word usually works. Condensing, not condensation. Those are two different words, actually. There's not a lot of chlorine out here, huh? Chlorine maybe not the best way to accomplish my goals. I mean, to be honest, once I get a room with chlorine in it, it doesn't matter how much chlorine there is, as long as there is some. We can always put bleach stone over there in order to make more. It just needs to be appropriately airlocked. Man, if only I had power. If only I had power that wasn't coal generated. I'd feel better about all this. Okay, so back to the materials map. There's chlorine on the right side and on the left side and underneath stuff. I guess some chlorine up here too. Places that I am expecting chlorine to show up, though, is mostly on the sides here and the sides here. So if I'm trying to generate a place where I am protecting my base from chlorine, it's probably here. If I'm like, oh, I need to put in a gas pump to make sure that chlorine doesn't get into my base, it's like this edge or this edge. No, not here. This place is all fine. This is all connected. So there's all the chlorine over here that we need to figure out to do something with. And then... yeah, so the chlorine can come from here eventually. And we kind of have a system for that. So if I peel off of this, we can do like chlorine storage down here, maybe? That's not a bad idea. I've definitely had worse ideas than that. So right now, this is filtering only carbon dioxide into this this pipe. Everything else is just getting shunted out over here, which, frankly, that's not ideal. I think we want to do that a little differently. Because if it's chlorine, we don't want it just in the base. That's awful. So let's do a separate thing with chlorine. And let's put that chlorine... All right. So here's the plan. We're going to put some... I'm actually going to start building things. You ready? You ready for this? It's going to be great. We're going to funnel off some of this just to temporarily alleviate the issue. So now we have, and then that's going to go to a thing over here, which is going to be a place that I store chlorine in. That's the deal. So we'll tile this off. How much room does chlorine storage need? Probably not that much room. Enough room to put pipes into it. Because you can't put, this is a thing that I learned previously. you can't just put a reservoir in the chlorine storage room and use that to clean things off. It needs to be in loose pipes. If it's in a reservoir, it's not actually going to clean. It's not actually going to get clean. So we do need enough space for pipes to snake around. And then we're going to need doors of some kind. Do I want to do like full airlock? Could. And then we're going to want at least one storage bin to eventually put ice into, bleach stone into. And then I guess I might as well build my reservoir in here. That's not actually the worst idea. We just need to actually get to it. And then this can be snaking pipes around here to clean off all of the, remaining stuff. Clean it all off. Could put the airlock up top, knowing that chlorine will sink. Oh, that's so smart. Why didn't I think of that? Why do I never think of these things? Yeah, you're correct. You're absolutely correct. That is absolutely the way I should do it. I don't know why I, like, married to the idea of putting the airlock on the bottom. I think because, I think because it makes it harder for if chlorine gets out to get up to an area, but it makes it more likely that chlorine will get out if I do that. And this is definitely a better idea. CO2 scrubber is a good idea as well. Absolutely. Man. It just goes to show I just haven't put that much thought into this. The problem with a CO2 scrubber is, that's gonna want water, and I want to use all of this space for chlorine storage. For, piping. As much of the space as possible for piping. Still gonna stick a liquid reservoir here. Reservoir contacts do interact with the environment, but only at the bottom left square of the output port. Really? So what was I doing in a situation like... Because I had stuff in a reservoir, and it just didn't seem like it interacted with anything. So that's super weird. Alright, anyway, this is the current plan. Let's dig it all out. Let's build it up. It could be old Wikidata. Could be. This isn't on? How is this getting power? Oh, this is part of this network, which we never actually powered for real, ever. And then this is getting power from this stuff. Okay, yeah, that's fine. How bad is this network right now? Potential load 1320. Current load 360. This is not actual potential load. It's just running these two right now. And this isn't running because there's no gas coming through because the pipe's not complete. Okay, that's a good reason. And this is still a problem of flow. How bad is temperature? Temperature is still pretty bad out here. Oh, we should be, oh, this isn't done. No wonder we're not making glass. Excuse me? Mop it up. Nobody likes that garbage. Ceiling collapse. Fine. I think you'll be okay. Things are doing great over here. And this is still insufficient resources. We're out of iron ore, are we? Well, that's bad news. There is plenty of iron ore to go mining. We just need to go mine it, I guess. I say plenty. Maybe plenty is a little bit of a misnomer. Some? I don't know if that's good enough. Sure. There's already a bunch of chlorine out here, so I guess I don't mind opening up more chlorine. And hey, bonus coal. I need those things as well. And then this is where I was gonna set up a thing to, like, do a chlorine trap so it doesn't go from out here into my base, right? That was the thing I was gonna do. I have so much building that is not happening right now. I don't think anybody's prioritizing building enough. Very few people are prioritizing building, it turns out. Just Liam, who's not very good at it. And maybe Spiffers. But Spiffers has plenty of other things to do as well. How's, who's sick? Did somebody get hypothermia? Yup. And how's that food coming along? Minimal. Apparently the grub farming's not going very well. Is there other food we should be sending over? What do we have here? We have plenty of grub fruit preserve. It's just not being cooked or not being sent over. Are we out of sucrose? What are you doing, buddy? Current order of grub fruit preserve. Good. Happy to hear it. We got plenty of sucrose. Sucrose not the problem. Okay. We had to go through and really differentiate as many taxes as possible using all the... Yeah. One thing that I didn't do with this colony, and probably should do, is instead of the default being dash, the default should just be bottom. And then we have a lot more range to work with for the other stuff. Like, if I actually want somebody to be building above everything else, I have to not set other stuff even with the building. Crypto manager's doing the research. Yep, that's about right. set building is a slightly higher priority here. Not that I think this will actually change anything, but, you know, minor differences. Spiffers is actually really good at building. Why don't I have you doing building more? I guess because you're constantly cooking. And after the first few dupes, everyone should be specialized more. I guess it depends on what you're hiring people for, sure. But yeah, that makes as much sense as anything else. Hey, Inkling, how's it going? I don't really have anybody else that I want to prioritize building on, is the thing. Maybe that means I need to add more dupes to the colony. Like, we're definitely positive on food here. We could afford to add another couple of dupes. Maybe I'll be on the lookout for a dupe that wants to do construction and add them as, like, a construction priority. Or maybe I'll just pick someone and they'll start doing construction. Like Catalina, maybe. How does Catalina feel about construction? Catalina doesn't care. Well, maybe start building more. Everybody can dig. Not everybody can build. Or wants to build. Wants to build is the big deal. But she's already, like, she at least has the point default in construction because she's been around for long enough. So she ought to be able to do some amount of construction. And then there's Lunar Waffles, who basically has no priorities. Hey, Lunar Waffles. Maybe do these things. Do you have skill points lying around? You surely do. Give you a point in construction.